It's Still a Wonderful Life. Christmas Eve. Set on a snowy Christmas Eve in 1945, the beloved holiday classic, It's a Wonderful Life opens with prayers being lifted up for the main character George Bailey, who is seriously considering ending his life. With the help of an angel, Georgewho feels alone and believes he is a failure, given an opportunity to see his impact on the world by experiencing what life would be like if he had never been born. The story made its way into the hands of director Frank Capra, who was returning to Hollywood after World War II and looking for a film that would renew faith in humanity. Capra himself had suffered from loneliness and fear of failure after early career success that included Academy Awards. A blunt encounter with an unknown man shook him in a way that transformed his life. "The talents you have, Mr. Capra, are not your own, not self-acquired," said the unknown man. "God gave you those talents, they are His gifts to you, to use for His purpose. And when you don't use the gifts God blessed you with, you are an offense to God and to humanity." Capra indeed had talent, and his focus widened. He returned to the Catholic faith and turned to sharing stories with a message. When someone shared with him the short story, The Greatest Gift, written by Philip Van Doren Stern, who said the idea for the story came to him in a dream, Capra knew it belonged on screen. Capra adapted the short story into It's a Wonderful Life, a movie that brings hope and points to the truth that God has a purpose for every life. It is still widely considered the greatest Christmas movie of all time. Midnight Mass. Midnight Mass on Christmas is an old tradition based on the belief that Christ was born at midnight. We really don't know the time of his birth, but the origins of this tradition may lie in a passage from the Book of Wisdom 18:14-15, for when peaceful stillness compassed everything, and the night in its swift course was half spent, your all-powerful word leaped from heaven. In the early church, midnight was not assigned as the precise time for the first Christmas Mass. It was simply to be celebrated during the night. Later regulations said it was to be ad gallicantum, when the rooster crows, which was more toward 3 a.m. Spanish-speaking people still refer to midnight or early morning Christmas Mass as the Misa de Gallo Mass of the Rooster. At about the end of the first millennium, the custom developed of celebrating 3 Masses, beginning at midnight. The first was called the Mass of the Angels, because the Gospel was from Luke's account of the angel's announcement to the shepherds. The second was called the Shepherd's Mass, because of the Gospel account of the shepherds' visit to the manger. The third was called the Mass of the Divine Word, because the Gospel was from the prologue of John, and the Word became flesh. Spend some quiet time with the Lord.